Hey guys, how's it going? Cutting some firewood today. Had some thoughts. I was listening to a podcast by Tony Sayers. He's one of the big pushers of This Is a Prison Planet, and the Archons tricked us to come back here so that they can, harvest our loosh or whatever. And his main theory is if we came back here to learn a lesson, from the people that are in the reincarnation camp, why the memory wipe? Well, because if we remember that we're higher beings and we were sent here, it would be easy. We have to have that doubt in our mind that this isn't that it isn't easy, that we could fail, that we could die. And even though we all know that we're going to die, it's still, no matter how strong your faith is, there's still that little bit of you there that wants to do it. What's the old saying? Everybody wants to go to heaven, but nobody wants to die to get there, So, and, a couple of his other points were what kind of a loving God could create a place of such suffrage where children, get diseases and that sort of thing. And I understand his point. And, the other day in my video, I said a lot of times our suffrage, we chose it. But yes, there is suffrage that people don't choose all the time, but that's part of this realm that we're in. That's part of the no-win scenario. You're not going to win, even if you ended up with all the money in the world. You didn't win. Think about the old Charlie Daniels song, "Devil Went Down to Georgia," and challenged Johnny to, he bet a fiddle of gold against his soul that he could outplay him in the fiddle contest. And Johnny beat him and got the fiddle, right? Don't you think the devil wanted to lose? Don't you think that he knew what Johnny's temptation was? That it was money? What did he do with that fiddle of gold? Did he squander it? Did he go party with it? Or did or did he make the right choices with it? Probably didn't make the right choices. Even in the song, Johnny says, well, it might be a sin, but I'll take your bet because I'm the best that's ever been. See, even he knew it was wrong. He knew it was a sin to do that, but he still did it. So, this world is a no-win scenario. You're not going to make it out alive. The suffrage is here, in my opinion, to humble us, to keep us humble, to show us a humbling, to show us a separation from God, from the Creator. And Jesus came here to show us that there was a way out. Even with your bad decisions, there's still salvation. There's still, there's still redemption, and that sort of thing. So, yeah, it's a no-win scenario, and I've tried in my life to win at different ways and doing different things. And I hate the fact that the world revolves around money, but that's just how it is. It does, unfortunately. And it's part of what pays the bills, what keeps the lights on, what keeps food in our stomachs. And you can go out and live on the land, and we have some property here, and we're intending on building a place out here, but it's so expensive. You never really own it. All the improvements I make to it are only going to increase what we owe in property taxes. It's ironic, you never get away from the system. It doesn't matter what you do, you never get away from the system. It's designed that way. Um, and maybe not even organically designed that way, but that's how it is. And, you know, back to Tony Sayers' podcast, he likes to listen to other people's podcasts and criticize them. He'll listen to NDEs, you know, near-death experience stuff, and criticize them. And he says that the Archons or the beings, whatever they are, will trick you to come back to this reality, and so they can loosh on you again. I'm not so inclined to believe that. If they know enough about you to imitate the loved one that you expect to see when you die, your granny or your grandpa or an old best friend or a pet, don't you think that knowing that he will not go into the light, that they will switch it so that whichever direction he goes would lead him back into this reality, so they could loosh on him again? Think about, you know, if I have cattle and I'm trying to get them from one field to another so I can continue to harvest their young or whatever. You know, I'm going to try to get them there with some grain, and if they don't go, I'm going to force them with a cattle prod, you know. But if these Archons are so smart, why does he think that he can outsmart them at the end by saying no? You know, they're just going to trick him. So I really don't buy into that, and I really do believe that we came here for suffrage, to be humbled, to know what it's like to lose, kind of like the example that I gave of the old Twilight Zone episode in the last video. So, you know, if every pass the quarterback threw is going to be a completion or a touchdown, what fun would there be in that, you know? So, no, sorry, Tony, I don't agree with you on this one. I'd love to have a chat with you sometime. I'd love to, you know, do a Zoom meeting with you, YouTube meeting, whatever it is. I'd love to chat with you some more about it. I really like some of your perspectives. Just because I don't agree doesn't mean I don't like you, or anybody for that matter of fact. So, anyway, just my thoughts for the day.